Hey babe, you good? Well, aren't we all tired after work? Mm. Still, well, you look a bit frustrated actually. Tired, grumpy, and frustrated. You're not allowed to cosplay as me. You're stealing my shtick. Well, yeah, you're supposed to be the lovey-dovey one, and I'm the big grumpy man. Grrr. That sort of thing, you know, like Kratos from God of War. Grrr, I have no emotions. Read it, boy. All this kind of stuff. God, that hurts my throat. Yeah, I'm pretty glad they didn't cast me as Kratos too. I might have not quite done the job, really. Anyway, that all aside, you sure you're okay? I mean, not distracted, but you seem not too chuffed with the current moment of life, I guess. What's up? Yeah, what's up? It wasn't intentionally supposed to sound like something from Saved by the Bell, but here we are. Yeah. Oh, hold on, that's my phone going my crazy frog ringtone. Let's go back to the 90s, I guess. No, but seriously. I don't know, I just dislike seeing you looking sad, I suppose. Uh, well, yeah, Insomnia kind of sucks. I mean, I am a complete night owl, as you know. I hope the fact that I'm away recording videos every second or third evening isn't the reason why you're struggling to sleep. I would apologize for that. It's not going to change. I have a loyal fan base to, you know, bring wonderful content to, but, well, well, of course they matter more than you. I mean, come on, there's 25,000 odd of them, give or take. There's one you know. There's 25,000 U's. Yeah, it starts to resemble the average German word. 25,000 U's. I don't really know. I was trying to think, is German the best language for that joke? I was kind of stalling because I'm sitting there going, does German have that many U's in it? What language has the most U's? I mean, no, Welsh doesn't have any vowels. Yeah, maybe. It's a decent suggestion. I had thought of that, but you could be right. In any case, however many U's any language does or does not have, 25,000 of them is more than one. So they matter more. Shout out to the fans, etc. Well, sure, I know you better, but hey, I'd be a terrible creator if I didn't care about the people I was creating for, right? So, you know, take a back seat, you. Fans come first. Mwahaha, etc. I'm an evil, evil, manipulative boyfriend. He, he, he. I mean, at least I've got you to crack a smile, sort of, my dumbass sense of humor. Which I'll take, frankly. You very much looked like you were, not enjoying. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I mean, I'm the same. If I haven't been sleeping much, the whole world is more annoying and less fun. Especially more annoying. I'll notice that the smallest little things that, maybe a little bit aggravating for, a second, and you're like, oh, that's kind of annoying. And then you move on. No, that'll suddenly bug me for 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, just really small, dumb things. Even things, if someone words something in a way that you could possibly, with the greatest of exaggeration, interpret as being disrespectful in some way, oh boy. If I haven't slept for 3 nights in a row, phrase things carefully. But the question is, how am I going to get you to sleep? Don't make those eyes at me, that's not what I meant. Having just said phrase things carefully, yeah, I know. I said, don't make those eyes at me. I would never want to. No, of course, but put it this way, you don't exactly seem to actually be in the mood. You seem to be in the mood to go to Night Land, so those kind of activities we can save for a later date. For now, how about I tell you one of my stories? In fact, I can do better. I can tell you a dream that I remember. Yeah, a dream. Why is that better? What, than the story? Well, I'm just vaguely assuming that because it comes from my dream via the properties of the cosmos and the angle of energy stones via osmosis, it will help you to sleep because of dream wave energy storage lithium batteries. Sure, why not? Let's say that. That did make sense. Hey, if you put that on one of those late night channels that are selling, a random rock someone found in the car park for $40, that did make sense. Call today and you can receive this free pebble from outside my house. Did I just say free? Of course it's not free. It's some random, oh yes, my book that's 3 pages long and contains nothing but, drool and the occasional line saying help me. If you buy this book for $89, you get this free rock from outside my house. That's it. Anyway. Okay, how about you cuddle up to me? Okay, that's step 1. Step 2, and this is a very important step, I tell you my fascinating dream story, which will hopefully, just in its pure power of nonsense, send you to sleep. And if it doesn't, well, your problem. Sleep better, loser. Okay. Well, first things first, why don't we go and lie in the bed? Because you still got work to do. Guess what? The work's going to be there tomorrow. And at your current rate, I'm not sure you are. Here's another fun fact for you, by the way. Like, occasionally, grinding through tiredness to get things done, sure, you can do it. Sometimes it makes sense. Here's the point, though. When it doesn't make sense is when you're actually lowering your productivity, right? Because you're making mistakes, you're going really slowly and all this kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, sure, you spent, an extra 2 hours at home working even harder, and you got your work done at kind of 30% efficiency rate, versus if you're well rested and fully into it, you're maybe like 80% efficiency rate or something like that. Point is that same amount of work, if you're fully at it, takes you way less time. But if you are knackered and grouchy and fed up with the work and feel like you need to get it finished, And so you're putting that pressure on yourself, and so that forces you into trying to rush things, and then you make more and more mistakes, and etc., etc., etc. The cycle continues. So then you spend hours and hours doing stuff that would normally take you 20 minutes. So it feels like you've worked hard, and in a sense you have, but you haven't achieved all that much relative to the amount of time and effort you've put in. Work smart, not hard, my dear. And, well, at the moment you're working hard. So my recommendation is finish off whatever you're doing and come lie down and get some sleep. And I bet it'll be a lot easier once you've slept. How do I know this? Because I am a mystical and brilliant man, and I sell people stones from my back garden for a living. Come on. Nothing. Come on. We're going. Then save it. That doesn't look like saving. That looks like you're trying to sneak in extra work. Save, and come on. Dr. Ramble is prescribing you sleep. Look, how many times, you know this, how many times have I been trying to rush stuff out, getting it ready in time and all that kind of stuff, and sometimes you're just better off going to sleep and coming back in the morning. Or, well, morning in my case, but still. Hey, look, if it's light outside, it's morning. That's my rule. Come on. I'm tired in my own right. Yes, I was working tired too. Okay, fine. I am Hypocrite Man, the latest superhero in Marvel's never-ending universe of random, just boring people who seem to have suping powers? Yes, suping powers. Soup Man. Where's Soup Man? I want Soup Man. I'll play Soup Man. Let me be Soup Man. You know, instead of conquering the world with smashing people and all this kind of stuff, you just give the villains some soup and let them pour their heart out to you when they're ill. I was about to say I'd watch that film, but I truly wouldn't. But then I wouldn't watch any of those films, to be honest. I'm just right. No, I am. I'm just right about not watching those films because I'll tell you why. Because they're all the same film. They are. They're all the same film. I've seen the plot before. I know the hero's eventually going to win, etc., etc. 90% of those films are the same film over and over and over again. I can't be bothered. I have more interesting things to do. Like stealing the rocks from my neighbour's garden. Anyway. Look. Time for sleep. Come on. No, you've stalled while quietly working enough. Come on. Come on. I'm going to stand next to you, do. In fact, not only will I go, but you will find out that as the summoning cry for my army of goons, and all the goons shall come, and they shall carry you away to bed and just like gently lay you down there. And then the goonery shall be finished. Another night of gooning achieved. Hey, I don't know what I'm talking about either. I just make up things that make you laugh occasionally, so I take it as a win. Yeah. Anyway, come on. Don't make me do the tongue clicking again. Come on. Okay, there we go. That's finally worked. Me doing that would be enough to to spur you into action. That's good information for the future, I gotta say. I shall remember this. Okay. And to bed we go. Okay. Well, I've been talking at you in sleepy voice for a while now, so hopefully you're already sort of falling asleep, especially with the, how should I put it? The Nobel Prize winning levels of nonsense and nothingness I've been saying in some ways. But if you would allow me, I shall now monologue about my wonderful dream. Well, I kind of wanted to tell you about this dream anyway, to be honest, because it was so bizarre, at least to me. Maybe you won't find it bizarre, maybe it's going to be very disappointing, but it was just that my head made up this whole storyline, this entire whole plot line played out. And it's such a specific thing, such a specific dream. I have no idea why, so... Okay, well... So basically, I was on a kind of island complex for mega rich people who were retiring to this place and, to be secure and protected from the outside world. Now, I should stipulate a few things. First off, I was aware that I was in a sort of video game setting, and while it wasn't necessarily like Fallout, it was in my head definitely a Bethesda game, which will become apparent the longer the story goes on, if you know what I mean by Bethesda game. But basically, I'm on this island, it can be a sort of post-apocalypse sort of scenario, whatever, but these rich people want protecting, so they go to this place and they're all protected in like an island, and you can't get in or out without getting a pass and all this kind of stuff. So on this kind of rich person's mini resort island kind of thing, this one guy tasked me with finding out this specific secret, right? So this guy represents, an organization of sort of journalist people who are trying to get to the truth. So he, we'll call him Guy A, or, journalist, let's call him journalist. Journalist tasked me with sneaking into the kind of mayor, head politician, president kind of person's bedroom and exposing a secret about their wife, because they're supposedly, the wife is supposedly some big secret and it's going to make the house of cards all collapse and this sort of thing. So while I'm sneaking around the complex, this ex-soldier guy sees me, but instead of ratting me in or anything, he just talks to me about finding this, he's like, I know what you're going to be looking for. You're trying to find evidence about the wife. And essentially he says that if I find it, I have to come and bring it to him because he can then save the wife once he has that evidence. But he can't save her without it, and that the wife is, she's not the bad person here, da-da-da-da-da. But clearly, I was like, it's evident to me, anyway, in my perception, is that he also has an ulterior motive. So I'm now very aware I'm a pawn in a larger game, right? So, the general air of the kind of politician man is, very powerful, very controlling of the society. You can't go against this guy or you'll disappear into the night, that sort of thing. So I, being the stealthy man that I also clearly am, I find a way to sneak into the politician's room. And it's one of these things where I'm sure in this game world, like I had this idea that, there's these various ways you could do this. And so my character is a sort of rogue, sneaky stealth character, like found a way to very much sneak in without anyone knowing, rather than, say, if you're a big military character or something like that, you could like knock guards out or something like that. I don't know, whatever. Or do some sort of social thing, or maybe talk your way in, something like that. I snuck in. and I found this journal entry that confirmed the wife's secret identity. Now, I don't remember what the identity was. I guess I don't know. My brain didn't actually come up with an identity for her. I suppose it's probably like super secret double agent or some such thing like that. But, I don't actually remember what it was supposed to be. But, there's the secret identity of the wife, and if that was exposed, that would expose the politician in some way. And the other thing that was confirmed is she was having an affair with Soldier Man. So I start sneaking out another way with this evidence, kind of on the way back to the journalist, or in the direction of the journalist, not really knowing, because I could try and confront the wife and find her and like talk to her in a quiet moment and sort of probe to see what she's like, or I could take it to the politician guy and try and blackmail him, or I could try and take it to the soldier guy, or I could try and sneak out and take it to the guy who got me in here in the first place, the sort of journalist guy, and get the hell out of this place, because it feels like a very uncomfortable place to be, especially while doing what I'm doing. It feels like, if I get caught, I'm just going to be done for, right? So while sneaking out back in a vague direction of the journalist, I'm ambushed by Soldier Man, who, in a sort of cutscene thing, knocks me out. And I wake up on a tiny offshore platform sort of thing. So you can see sort of in the distance the offshore island, and then you're on a tiny platform in the middle of the water. And here's Soldier Man in full power armor. And by power armor, now it is kind of being like Fallout sort of thing, where he's in this like big metal suit of sort of, just armor. And he says that the journalist guy will expose the wife and the president for political gain, and he doesn't care if I'm alive or dead, or if the wife's alive or dead. So, the journalist guy will just kill me for the journal entries, for the information. And the president will do everything to prevent that from happening. So by now, I'm probably a wanted man, because people have realized that I have snuck out. So he says the only way to survive is to give him the information and let him use it as he pleases. And for that, he'll sneak me off the island. But if I refuse, he'll kill me here now, because he can't let anything go wrong, or like any harm come to the wife, and So I, as the kind of Giga Chad gamer, refuse. So boss fight kind of thing ensues. And he, sort of shit talks as I strafe around him and pea shooter his helmet. And, first layer of his armor comes off. He's a secondary layer underneath. He's, in this phase, he's quicker, but more fragile. And then in the last phase, he has no armor, and he's kind of running away, trying to take pot shots at me. So while this boss fight kind of thing is playing out, I mentioned earlier it's a Bethesda game, right? And if you're still awake, here's what I mean by Bethesda game. Bethesda games are very famous for having a particular kind of janky, glitchy weirdness in them that ends up being endearing more than it is game-breaking. So, evidently, while I'm over here, the people on the island are looking for me, right? So if I went straight back to the island, I get arrested or whatever. And so some of those search forces of either the president or the journalist guy include horses, which have clearly already aggroed onto me. And by that, I mean, in the game, they know where I am and they're chasing me, rather than, I'm on this offshore island. And so in the game world, it's very apparent I'm supposed to be on this offshore island outside of the range where people would be able to find me. But there's a glitch to where, it's as if they've seen me on the island, like in the president's room sort of thing, and they are chasing me. And what this practically means is that here they come. So I'm in the third stage of this boss fight, and, suddenly I see just on the waves coming towards this platform, there's just horses swimming in in the deep sea. There's just these 80 or so horses just swimming towards me. And I don't even remember there's supposed to be people in the back of the horses or just horses. I just remember the horses. And they're just being washed towards the scene of the fight. So, and if they get onto this platform, there's 80 horses, which is just too many for the platform anyway, and they're going to knock me off and whatever. So, in an attempt to escape, I dive into the water where I tried to swim away. But seemingly, to stop you from just swimming away from the boss fight, I can only swim a short way before a shark kind of automatically kills me. And so then I reload the game, because I've died here. And the boss fight starts again. But again, later into the boss fight, these horses start getting towards the platform. And, kind of arriving, within the same time period. And so it seems as soon as I spawn in on that platform and start talking to the guy, the horses start making their way towards me. And yeah, I mean, that's like, I basically had this repeating kind of thing where I was trying to figure out a way. My game was essentially soft locked, and what that means is just that I can't actually get out of the snare because the save game is in a situation where the horses are already moving towards me and I'm in this boss fight, and until I win the boss fight I can't leave, and I can't win the boss fight quickly enough to finish it before the horses come over here and screw everything up. So I'm kind of ruined. And then I just remember waking up just like with this idea of being soft locked in this game state with all the horses and the shark and the boss fight, and being kind of annoyed because I wanted to see what happened next, but also just like finding it ridiculously funny, this visual of just all these horses just jankily swimming towards me with a kind of not quite right swimming animation. And yeah, that's about it. And I want to make it clear that this game doesn't exist. This situation doesn't exist. This whole storyline doesn't exist. None of this is actually in a game anywhere or anything. It's just like an imagined Bethesda game in my head where I've played out this entire storyline. And yeah, so that's about it. Well, the good news is that my dulcet tones and storytelling about weird swimming horses seem to be doing the trick, because you're dozing right off there. Well, I guess. I guess I could get some sleep too. Although I dare not move, because what if I wake you up? The whole point of this being that you're really struggling to get any sleep. Me waking you up seems very counterintuitive. I guess I'm comfy, so I guess I can just sleep here. Alright, well, that works, I guess. To hopefully peaceful sleep we go.